Well, hey everyone, how's it going? I know it's been a while, but I'm back. I was going through some comments and I noticed there are some people wondering where I've been. Well, I'm still here, I'm still alive. I decided to take a little break from YouTube. Believe it or not, YouTube is a lot of work and it's something that's pretty easy to get burnt out on. Plus, we had our second son, Blaine, back in June, and believe it or not, again, having two sons takes a lot of time. So finding time to edit videos and then just having the energy to put videos together was just kind of tough. So I took a break. I apologize for not saying anything about it. But anyways, I'm back. I realized you guys missed a pretty good chunk of the year. Last year, we got done with harvest, had a really good crop. Things went pretty smooth. So we're gonna move on to 2024 and go again. So another thing that people have commented on, they want to see a shop tour. I kind of started this shop series when we first started doing the dirt work, and we've got it all built. It's not 100% done yet. It's functional. We still got a few loose ends to tie up, but we're using it. As you can see, we've got a few things in the shop here. Got the sprayer in the back. This Gladiator strip till bar is new. I'll talk about that in a minute. We got a 1066 tractor back there. That's also new. I'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, here's the shop. We ended up getting it built. It's 72 by 80, 80 long, 72 wide. We got 3 tube heaters in here, radiant tubes, 1, 2, and then one up here. 40-foot door. This is similar to a hydraulic door, but it's not hydraulic. These are electric. So it swings out all the way open. It doesn't fold or anything. It just goes straight out, and then you're still 18 feet high underneath the door. Got another, I think this is a 16-foot door over here for just if you want to pull a pickup in, or we can get a tractor with duals through there. You know, in the wintertime, you don't want to open this big door when it's 20 degrees outside. You can open that one real quick, sneak something in. Over on this side, we got our office, which is not finished yet. Don't remember the dimensions on here, but we're gonna work on getting some electric up in here, get this finished out. And this will be really nice to have a place with a computer. You can do some research if you need to, you know, meet with somebody about seed or something, have a place to meet, look up some parts or whatever right here off the shop. Over here, we got a bathroom, which is also not 100% finished yet. It's functional, but we got to finish it out. We we put a loft up there above the office and above here. So this is kind of the workshop area. We got welding table, welder, another workbench. We're working on getting, this is called Rapid Air. It's just quick connect air line, and you run it over and you put these fittings wherever you want air outlets, I guess. So we got a few of them around. There's one over here, one on this post right here. We're gonna run some around in other places in the building, and also some on the outside of the building. Got some pallet racking just for storage. We wanna get some more heavier pallet racking for putting chemical totes and stuff like that on. So, drill press. That's pretty much the workshop area. Now I'll go through some of the projects we got. And of course we got all of Garrett's toys out here. He likes coming over and hanging out with us. So this big guy is a Kuhn Krause Gladiator. It's a 16-row strip till bar. It's got a Montag. I'm not sure if this is an 8 or 9 ton Montag on it, but we've been doing strip till for a while, and we decided that we wanted to get into putting fertilizer in the strips. We had been just making plain strips, spreading fertilizer and planting into it, actually spreading fertilizer and then making the strips and planting into it. We really like that system. It's really nice for planting. You get really good emergence, and we've had pretty good yields ever since we started doing it. So the next step was put the fertilizer in the strip. We can be more efficient that way, maybe cut back our rates a little bit, and be a little bit more environmentally friendly if you want to look at it that way. So we bought this thing. It's not perfect. 2016, and it came from a Nutrien. So this was a custom rig, and it may or may not have gotten the best care, but it is what it is. It's a little rusty. It's got some work that needs to be done to the row units. I'll show you that back here. So these row units are really heavy. It's probably one of the heavier ones in the industry. Seems like everybody who has Gladiator likes them, so that's kind of why we wanted to go with that. We also wanted to go with 16 row so it matches up with our planter, and we can use the 4-wheel drive tractor to pull it. So we got to do some fixing on it. These are wore out. See, they're flopping around. These arms are wore out. There's some bushings that need to go in there. Chains are getting wore and stretched. We talked about putting new ones on it, but I think we're just actually going to cut the first link off both sides and shorten them. That way they kind of match up to a new chain. We got some hoses that are broken. We're going to try and splice those for now and make sure everything works before we put a whole bunch of work into putting new hoses on it. I also got to take this hitch off. Over here, I got some anhydrous components that I tore off of it. There's the coolers and valves there, all the plumbing I ripped off of there. So this was set up to pull anhydrous tanks behind. We're not going to do that. So this needs to go. If anybody wants this, let me know. It's for sale. So as you can see, this thing definitely needs some work, but it was a lot cheaper than a newer, nicer one, and we got a shop to work on it. So might as well take advantage of it, save some money, fix this one up. I still think it's a good unit, so we'll get that going. Another project we got back here is the sprayer. It needs a new radiator, so we got the hood off of it. Here's the new radiator in the box. That was really expensive. The issue is the radiator's fine. The radiator's on this side. That side is a hydraulic cooler. It's all welded together in one unit. And right there, you see all that oil? Hydraulic oil cooler is leaking. So we got to replace the whole thing. We got it draining in that barrel there. It's pretty much ready to be pulled. We just got to unhook the hydraulic lines, and I think there might be a couple bolts on the bottom of the fan shroud that got to come out. But that's ready to get pulled out. I guess we're also putting these easy drops on the sprayer. These are similar to a Y drop. It's a simpler design. It's just a hose, and then you got your orifice in here, and you drag it along the ground. That's going to be used to side dress our corn. So you mount one every 60 inches, run every other row, and then you get a line of fertilizer right next to the plant. I'd been curious about Y drops for a while now, and it seems like every article I read, the high management farmers run easy drops or Y drops, and they've had great success with it. And last year, 2023 in June, we side dressed liquid nitrogen with a coulter right in the middle of the row. And if you remember, June was extremely dry. We didn't get a rain for at least 3 weeks out of the month. And the corn started to go backwards on us just because nitrogen needs water to move around. And we didn't get the water. And it stayed there in the middle of the row. The corn couldn't get to it. When we finally got a rain, it started moving around and the corn came out of it. And it ended up yielding pretty well. We definitely lost some yield there. I'm really surprised how well the corn did. But if we would have used something like this and got the nitrogen closer to the plant, I think it would have worked better. The theory is you put this right at the base of the plant, and if you get a dew or just a light rain, the corn will actually funnel the water down the plant to the base where the roots are at, and it'll work that nitrogen into the soil. And we did get a couple little tiny showers in June, like not enough to do much, but it might have worked to get that nitrogen in a little quicker, and maybe would have picked up some yield. So I'm building some mounts here. We have to extend these out for when you fold it up so it doesn't hit the tire. And they make a bracket that you can buy, but it's really expensive. And I figured I could probably weld something up cheaper. So just extending these out like 10 inches so it doesn't hit the tire. That's another project. The next project is this 1066. Me and Dad bought this pretty cheap. It was a pretty nice looking tractor. It had a cab on it. We took the cab off, and it's not firing on one cylinder. So we don't know if it's got a bad valve or something, but we're kind of in the process of taking it apart. We're going to pull the valve cover and make sure all the valves are adjusted. Maybe that's the problem. It also has a lot of leaks around the turbo, which we're probably going to change out that turbo anyway, because our end goal for this is to make a pulling tractor. Not one of those crazy fast pulling tractors, just a barnyard pulling tractor. Just kind of take it out and go have some fun, but still be able to run an auger if you want to. We had done that with our 1206 in the past, but 1206 only has a 361. It's just not enough cubes. We needed something a little bit bigger, and this was reasonable enough, so we bought it. We're gonna tune it up a little bit and maybe do some changes, get some more horsepower out of it, and just have some fun with it. So that's kind of a winter project, back it in the corner, not worried but too much about it. You know, kind of tinker with it if you get time. But so this is the first winter that we have ever had a heated shop, and it has been so nice. I just went up top here on top of the office so I can show you. We got quite a few things in here, and we still have space. We can still pull a semi in here if we need to. Pickup truck, whatever. I changed my oil over there last week. So it's just so nice to be able to pull multiple things in here and still have room to work. In our old shop, you could get one thing in and you had to finish that before you could get anything else in. So like we kind of worked on the sprayer a little bit, got that draining. Can't really do anything with that till it's drained. So we come over here, work on this a little bit. Well, we might have to wait on parts. We can go back to working on the easy drops. So it's just a lot more functional and more efficient. Another thing I'll point out while I'm up here, we put these LED lights in. They're from Hyperlight, and we really like them. They're not super expensive. They're like, I don't know, $100 a piece. And I think we put 20 of them up, and they light up the shop really nicely. They got different power levels. So we got 18-foot ceilings. We needed a higher wattage or whatever you want to call it. So if you got smaller shop, you know, they can work with you and figure out a plan, but they're really nice. All you do, probably can't see that. I guess maybe you can. Put a hook up there, hook them. We ran outlets to each one. You could hardwire them if you wanted to, but we ran outlets. That way, if we ever have problems with one, we just pop another one up there, plug it in. And those have been really nice for us. So that's what's going on with me. I apologize for taking such a vacation from YouTube. I definitely am ready to get back into it. We're gonna have a lot of shop work that I can film here going forward. And then before we know it, we'll be back in the field. It's already January. It seems like January and February take a while, but once you get through February, pretty soon you're planting. So a lot of projects. We got multiple in here, and we got a lot on the list. So the list is right here. These are all the winter projects we want to get done. That's another one you guys have been asking about. Really wanting to get the wreck truck back in here. We just didn't have a good place to work on it, and we just kind of put it off. So now that we have a place, once we get some room in here, we're hoping to back it in a corner where it's out of the way and actually get it put back together and usable again. So that's going to do it for this video. I just wanted to go through, show you guys what's going on. And stay tuned for some more shop work videos. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.